Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a brand new week, a brand new sketch session. We are here in the Foxy studio in Chicago, Illinois, as always, and I am your humble host, Shelby. I don't think I introduce myself very often on here, but welcome. This is essentially a live thing that I do every day, every work day at least, where I spend 30 minutes drawing something, making something in my sketchbook, my sketch planner. And we are now at that point at the beginning of the week where it's time to roll some prompts for the week. But before I do, I wanted to acknowledge that I am moving into a new planner. My old one, this clearly used one, we reached the end. I just did a flip through video yesterday, so hopefully I'll have that up to share soon. But I have a brand new planner here that I have already got everything set up. I just need to roll my prompts, and then we can get into the sketch session of it all. Morning, Bobby. Good morning, Linda. How are you both doing? How was your weekend? I would love to just know how it's been, how it's going. Bobby, especially. I'm curious. But I am going to roll this. Unfortunately, my iPad battery is at like 9%. And I don't know if you know iPads, but once the battery starts to go, it starts to go really fast. So I'm going to have the brightness at almost nothing so that you won't be able to see the screen, but I will in an effort to preserve it. Okay, let's do some rolling. I've got my planner here. I've got my die. I've got my prompts. So I'm going to do the same thing I was doing last week, which was an animal and an element. So let me go ahead and do that. Today, let me grab a pencil or something so I can jot this down. There we go. Excuse me. Got a 4. I'm just going to jot down these numbers really quick. I'll just go ahead and say a 4 and a 13. I'll come through and figure out what these are all at once in an effort to preserve the battery. Wednesday, it's going to be a 5 and 16. Spunky roll there. Thursday, it's going to be 3 and a 7. Friday, 4 and a 12. And Saturday, it's going to be a 7 and a 6. All right, so basically now I need to figure out, do I want to do animals first or elements first? Let me figure this out really quick. All right, in the fastest way possible, let's do this. What do we have first? Elements. So first element, 4, Inferno. Wednesday, 5, Flame. Thursday is a 3, that's Rain. Friday is a 4, which is Inferno again. Saturday is a 7, which is Flood. And then now for animals, scroll. That's going to be a 13, which is cat or a dog. Cool. Wednesday is 16, which is a toad or a frog. Thursday, 7, which is fish or shark. Friday is 12, which is monkey or ape. And Saturday is 6, which is horse or zebra. Or zebra. Okay. We did all of that without my iPad dying. What an exciting time. All right. So today is Inferno with cat and dog. Wednesday, a flame with a toad or a frog. Thursday is rain with a fish or a shark. Friday is Inferno and monkey or ape. Saturday is flood and horse or zebra. Very cool. All right, that's something we can work with. So, last night was the start of Shiva week for my dad. I sat at the temple last night. I'm glad to hear that you were able to do some nice, I want to say ritual, but that makes it sound like you're doing witchcraft, but like, some nice cultural putting to rest ceremony. Ceremony is the word I was looking for. And you also did a bunch of Stabilo woodies on the gel plate, and it came out surprisingly awesome. And made a bunch of homemade stamps to collage with. What did you make the stamps with, if you don't mind me asking? Also, I am going to swap out my palette because I need to do fire. Well, I have yellow and crimson. That ought to do the trick. Let me grab my mixing. Chew! Chew! Excuse me. Whew. That was quite a sneeze. I actually need to tissue it up. Thank you, Linda. Whew, my allergies are kicking me this morning. All right, so today, shoot, I just had it written down. What was it? Inferno and cat and dog. Cat or dog. I feel like an inferno, it just feels like something a cat would do, would be a part of. Okay, so I have this. Let me get a general idea. I'm going to just really quick look up just the word inferno and see what comes up. That's pretty much what you'd expect. It's just kind of general walls of fire and all that good stuff. Okay. Okay. Where is my paintbrush? You are? Let's get this party started. Actually, I feel like I need a wider brush. Sounds like you had a really fun time making some stamps there, Bobby. Doing all kinds of cool stuff over there. I'm going to heat this really quick. All right, that's good enough to move forward. Let's make a little bit of an orange with some crimson and yellow. Oh yeah, speaking of mindless work, responding to Bobby's comment there, I have recently gotten myself into embroidery, which is delightful. And it's like the perfect thing to do while sitting and watching TV. Like, I'm not good enough to like be able to not look at what I'm doing, but it's great to just kind of turn off your brain and kind of do some knots, really. Good evening, Prince. Good evening to you. It's good morning to us here in the Yule US of A. Morning, Daring. All is well, Daring. Thank you. Morning, Brenda Lee. Welcome, welcome. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Nice Easter weekend. Did anyone do anything fun for Easter? We don't really do anything. It's like one of those holidays that I remember from when I was a kid, like Easter egg hunts and all that, but never really done anything about it as an adult. I'm gonna zap this really quick. Woo! Just decided I didn't like how that looked. That's a bit better. Hitting it with the he tool. Hey there, Horizon. Welcome on in. Okay. Now we're in an interesting spot where I think I'm about to introduce some Payne's Gray. So a very cool dark color. Hmm. Horizon, I feel you. I am a big old cat lover. We do have a cat. Her name is Korra. Like Korra, like the legend of Korra from the Avatar The Last Airbender universe. For my fellow nerds. Bobby, I did not realize that Edgar was that large. What kind of a dog is he? Exactly. I'm with you, Horizon. That's a big old boy. Java and cappuccino, little babies. So sweet. Such small little chihuahuas. Half English Mastiff, half Great Pyrenees, all baby. That does sound like a big old dog. I mean, I knew his bark sounded big and strong. I've heard him wolfing in the background, but I've never seen the man. Hey there, wandering. Just painting an infernal cat. Oh, getting right here to the end. I think I'm gonna heat this, and then I'm gonna use my pencils to kind of finish it out. See you, Horizon. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Do some pencil stuff. Right away, I want to get those eyes nice and bright. Same with this tail. Okay. I'd say that tickles the prompt of infernal cat or inferno. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and call this there. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Again, I did this exact same thing last week. Damn it. I did not put this on Tuesday, the day that we are currently doing. So it's not a big deal. You would have thought I would have learned from it last week. But no. I'm going to keep making this mistake until I figure it out. That's okay. That was an infernal cat, which is really fun. Thank you all for joining me this morning. It's a great way to kick off my week, as always. And I hope to see you tomorrow in the next sketch session. All right. I'll see you later. Have a great day, everybody.